Hey, everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Lance Zerline. You can hear us mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. Lance, this week, Cal McNair clarified that he and Hannah did not force the team to draft a quarterback. If you believe that, which we'll take him at his face value, they did not force it. Is it more about Stroud's fit now than a PR move?
Yeah. I mean, I think the PR move, obviously, there was more people happy about it than not happy. The people who are not happy were primarily because of what you gave up. It was about the value, the feeling like you basically, for the Deshaun Watson trade, ended up getting, very little is the concern that I saw from some people. You didn't get as much value as you thought. And that's always the case with draft picks. You always have all these draft picks, and it feels like you get a lion's share until they become prospects, and then it doesn't feel like it's quite as valuable. When you had to trade up, it's expensive to go from 12 to 3, and the Texans found that out. And so now it is going to be about fit. How does C.J. Stroud fit with this organization, with this play caller, with this offense? Is he ready to take on the responsibilities of helping lead a bad team into the light, a bad offense into the light? It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time, and there's still work that needs to be done for the personnel side, John. But I mean, there's a lot that's going to go on the quarterback's shoulders. Anybody who came to Houston was going to have this. Yeah. Any quarterback who goes to any organization.
You're the number 2 overall pick. There's going to be pressure on you, period.
You're expected to do well.
It doesn't matter. But here's the deal. I feel better about it because, listen, this organization has to make money. They have to be splashy. They were with D'Amico Ryans, and now they have to have a quarterback. So, we need to sell tickets. But it's not about that. It's about, hey, we'll let the coaching staff, we'll let the general manager do their jobs, evaluate this. We know we need quarterback, but we can't force this thing. We really like C.J. Stroud. We really think that C.J. Stroud is going to be really, really good. It's not just a demand from up on high. I feel much better about that. What does Will Anderson have to do for you to feel good about him this year? J.J. had 5.5 sacks in his first season.
Right.
Is there a number that we have to put on Will Anderson?
I mean, if you want a number, I'd say probably 7.5, 8.5 is a rookie.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's plenty, but I mean, he's also the number 2 pass rusher. He's the number 1 rated pass rusher. He's very productive coming out of the SEC. I don't think it's crazy expectations to think that the best pass rusher out of the SEC with 3 years of production is going to have production on the NFL level in a year. I mean, in a time of football where the tackle play has never been more average.
Well, I think that's a pretty high number. Especially since you had a number 1 overall pick that still doesn't have double-digit sacks in his career.
Yeah, but that's not the measuring point. I mean, 6.5 for Okoronkwo last year, not even playing full-time. What about that number?
Yeah, they all came late. He really put it on.
I mean,
late.
Will works on his game. Will comes out skilled. Jadeveon Clowney did not come out very skilled.
That is true.
Will Anderson's a pretty skilled rusher.
Yeah, no, that is true. I don't think it's about a number for me. I think it's about production. I think hurries are just as important as sacks are. I want tip passes, all of those things all combined. I don't just look at a sack number. I look at tackles behind the line of scrimmage. How he JJ got a lot of his sacks when he just didn't care about stopping the run, about his lane that he had to make sure that nobody was running down. I think that D'Amico is going to put him in a good position to be successful. But I think that's a really high number that you're putting.
Well, I'm giving you a number, and I think it's a reasonable number. But I mean, you made the points that I would make personally. If you want a number, I'll throw a number on you. I'd like to see 7.5, 8.5 sacks. But realistically, it's about being a pocket irritant. How often are you in that pocket? How consistently you're in the pocket? How much problems? How many problems are you causing for the quarterback and for the offensive line? Yeah, to your point, that's the most important thing is, are you making the pocket uncomfortable?
Right.
That's his job, is to make it uncomfortable and force people into bad decisions, bad throws. hit quarterbacks even if you don't get sacks. And as you mentioned, another big part of it is also tackles for loss or being able to range and keep people from turning the corner. I mean, can you be part of a unit that's better against the run? Because this defense sucked against the run for 2 years in a row.
Yep, the worst. There's no question about it. And we'll see whether or not he's an anchor out there. Hopefully, with all that they gave up, he will be.